Hi guys, welcome back for another one. Now just another video that I'm jumping straight on into. And if you guys actually enjoy this format where I just jump straight into the topic after the intro instead of giving a little bit of a teaser, then the intro, then I come back with the actual video, please let me know in the comments down below. If you guys do like this format better, I will probably be sticking to this more often than not. But with all that said, today's video is all about Kestrel and using cores for her event. I've gotten plenty of DMs in the last 48 hours. I've been asked several times on Twitch. So I kind of want to break this down because there is a lot of misguided information out there. And I really want to try to help you guys use your cores in an effective manner to get the most orb fragments possible, just to turn them into the most orbs possible during her event. Now, if you want to go crazy, by all means go crazy, but I do want you to know the math of what's most efficient and you can make your decision from there. Now, first thing I do want to cover is that they did remove the price tag of 500 cores to open up this orb. There's no way of opening it up outside this campaign. Will the 500 cores return after the campaign's over? I don't know. I think that it does, but I honestly, guys, I cannot promise you that it definitely will show again. So it's going to be a gamble. I'm going to tell you to save your cores in this video, but it's going to be a gamble if you save them and then they do not bring back the 500 cores to pop over that orb extra. Even though I think they should, it's going to take a lot of gambling to actually, turn that into something great. But in case they don't, I want you to fully understand that you could have unused cores and maybe miss out on a couple of orbs, but at a certain point in this, guys, I'm going to tell you guys that it's just not worth your cores anymore. But anyways, let's get into the campaign. So here is my method as I lay out in a couple of other videos that I typically do in all these event campaigns. I'm going to lay this one out for you, and then I'm going to get into some of the questions I've been asked, some of the issues that some of the players have said they've done that are definitely not efficient, and so on and so forth. First off, if you do not have a stack of thousands, and I mean thousands, plural, at least more than me, there's going to be a certain point I'm going to tell you, don't go past that. If you have, cores similar to mine or less than mine, it's better that you spread them out over a couple of days because you're not going to bring in as many as you're going to be spending. So please use caution. If you have like 10,000, you can probably go crazy. Go nuts, celebrate, do whatever you want. But honestly, if you're sitting with 2,000 cores, there's going to be a certain point I'm going to tell you, like, to stop, just to stop. But anyways, the method that I use to typically get a character from 0 stars to 5 stars. It's not a guaranteed method. You need a little above the average drop rate. This is the method I'm going to go over and give you guys an actual, see-through of what it looks like. So when I first wake up in the morning, right, I will farm this node. Now, most of the time I have full campaign energy when I first wake up. Unfortunately, if I could set an alarm clock to when this thing was actually full, I probably would. But anyways, wake up, first thing I do, log into the game, farm this, get it down to 0, and start my day. First energy refresh comes in, I then farm this node. Any remaining energy that I have left over, I will use to farm this node, and then I will let this sit. The second energy refresh I get of the day, because I depleted this earlier by farming this node, I know from like 1 p.m. my time to 7 p.m. my time, that energy will not fill. So next energy refresh comes up, I claim it, I will finish farming this node, and then I should have enough energy to farm this node completely too. Let the game be, my last energy refresh rolls in around 10 p.m. I'm on this node, I fully farm this node. It leaves me with 4 nodes left. This is where I spend 50 core refreshes. I will spend 50 cores to farm this node, another 50 cores to refresh. So if you guys don't know, there's a couple ways you can refresh your energy. Let me show that off real quick. So if I hit auto here, I spend the 100, right? I don't have the 100, so it's going to force me to spend the 50 cores to refresh my energy. That is typically what I do. Another method you guys can do is you go here and press this little plus sign. It will give you this little pop-up, and you can just spend the 50 cores there. And you can actually do that to max it out. If you just want to like just give me all the energy I can get with my 50s, you can do that right now, right start of the day, right? I can do everything at the end of the day, but you can do it at the start of the day. You can also, if you're like, I'm going to use my 100s, you can add on your 100s then there. Just so you know that method's available. But anyways, right? Farm this node. The second 50 core refresh, I'll farm this node. Third core refresh, I'll farm this node. Fourth core refresh, I'll farm that one. That's all my 50s. And that right there is good enough to guarantee yourself a 4-star character. Now, 5-star, if you want to press your luck, you want to go down here to the medium campaign. Please go to the medium campaign. do not refresh any campaign nodes, and I will get into more detail on why I say don't do that here in a little bit, but don't refresh any campaign nodes, trust me. Then you want to spend 100 energy to farm this node, then refresh for another 100, farm this node, and then you usually have a little bit of energy left over, and you can farm the remaining on this node. Now, you still have 2 100s left, so if you want to go crazy with Kestrel, you can refresh and keep going. And I'm going to tell you why you're not really losing anything by doing that. So to understand what I'm about ready to say, let's go back to the beginning to the hard node. Now these 3 nodes right here, a full farm will give you 700 orb fragments. All 3 of these nodes will give you 700. The next 3, these will all give you 600 for a complete farm. These nodes right here will give you 500 for a complete farm. Right, so it drops down by 100, 100, but it doesn't, but that's where it stops, right? That's where it stops. So if we go down to the medium campaign, down here, these 3 give you 400, but it's actually the same as equivalent as getting 500 because it doesn't cost 100 energy, right? These nodes right here only cost 80 for a max farm. They don't cost 100, so it's actually the same equivalent as 500 in the last hard campaign. Same thing with these 3 nodes. They also give you 400, and because there are only 80 energy farms, they give you the same equivalent as the 100 energy at the last 3 of the hard campaign. That's why I say do not refresh campaign nodes. Even if you're like, well, this one up here gives me 700. Why shouldn't I do that? Because you're spending 50 cores to refresh that node. So when you equate the average of cores spent to the amount of orb fragments gained, you actually net yourself a loss. So hopefully that makes sense. Do not, under any circumstances, refresh a campaign node with your cores. Spend them on just energy to gain orb fragments. And if you're really low on cores, stick to the 50s. If you have extra cores, do the 100s. If you're loaded with cores and you want to gamble, go for the 200s. But now I'm going to tell you why you should not do the 200s. So at this point, for you to do 200s, you would have to spend either refresh nodes to get a good equivalent for your 200 cores, or keep dropping down in the medium campaign where the last 3 here no longer give you 400, they only give you 350. So you're getting about 50 less orb fragments than the other 6. And the easy campaign, well, it just gets worse. So let's say you think, I'll just refresh these campaign nodes with 50 cores, and then I'll spend 200 cores on the energy. You know how many times you have to farm even the hardest node to get a full orb? 3 times. At 700, you need it 3 times. And then the other 3 nodes, you don't even get a full orb in 3 farms, which is 600 cores. And if you guys remember, the orb evaluation, assuming that it returns when the event's over, was 500 cores for a whole orb. That's why it is no benefit at all to spend 200 cores to refresh energy in this campaign. That's why you want to stop at the 100s. If you're going to spend the 200s, you might as well wait till the campaign's over and pop the orb when the price tag returns, which I'm assuming it will. I can't guarantee you it is. My memory serves me right. It always does return. So in wrapping this whole entire video up, guys, some points you want to take away. 1, don't farm past 100 core refreshes. If you have a ton saved up, you want to go nuts, by all means do, but I want to make sure you fully understand how much core resources you are wasting for the return value you're getting. 2, why you should not refresh any campaign nodes, because it devalues your cores invested to the amount of orb fragments you get ratio. You could spend all the 100s, farm this entire campaign, and down to the medium campaign to these 6 nodes, and still net better than refreshing the highest campaign node for 50 cores. But guys, that's all the tips and tricks that I really wanted to make sure or point out in this video, because that seems to be what I get DM'd the most about, get asked about most in the comment section, and I really want you guys to all be successful, at least as successful as you possibly can be for this event. So if you guys enjoy these tips and tricks, do me a huge favor, hit that thumbs up button. If you're new here and have not done so already, hit that subscribe button. And if you do not want to miss any other tips and tricks videos that I do, don't forget that notification bell. And with all that said, I'll catch you guys on the next one. Bye.